Hi, my name's Dinah Jones from Jones Growth Accountants. I'm going to talk to you today about cloud-based software. There are different types of cloud-based softwares on the market at the moment. QuickBooks you'll have seen on the TV, and that is great if you've got a lot of stock items. If you were something like a retail shoe shop, or something where a candle shop, or something where you've got lots of lines, definitely QuickBooks is very good for having stock control. If you don't need stock control because you don't have that many items, then I would recommend this software, and this software is QuickFile. It's available through ourselves completely free, and I'm going to show you today the basics, just so that you can see a lot of people are not quite comfortable with putting their information on computers, but you can see it is very easy to use this software. It's really good for people who are in the construction industry and want to do estimates to send to customers, to email to customers, but also would like to take payment for jobs that they're doing actually as they're happening, so that they don't lose any money. It's absolutely great for that industry. It's also good for the industry such as, say, IT consultants, where they can post invoices, sales invoices to their clients. So that type of service industry, it's very good for those also. It is good for things like retail, etc., but there's a little bit, that's a different area, and that is a different webinar. If you are in the retail area, such as a public house or a restaurant, etc., then look for the public house restaurant webinar, and that will help you out a little bit better than this particular webinar will do. Right, so let's get started. As you can see here, we've got the dashboard. Once you click on the dashboard, and it's already taken us here, you'll get lots and lots of statistics. There's also sales and purchases. These are the two. These are the main ones that you would use. Things like banking, reporting, and the settings are the ones that we will keep an eye on for you when we're doing our reconciliation. So most businesses, what they want to do is they want to do a price list for the goods that they've got, and then they want to estimate their clients using this price list, hopefully get the work and change that estimate or quotation into an invoice, and then send it to their clients ready for getting paid. So let's just go through that one step at a time. If you have a price list that you want to include here, then it says here stock, their sales inventory, which is another name for stock. It's certainly where I would put a price list for items that I'm selling, and it doesn't matter if those items are stock items or if they're a service that you're providing. So if I actually go to this one here, we could, for instance, include some items. If we were an electrician, we would include, let's say, fix a plug, fix plug. And the description would be a lot more in depth. Not being an electrician, I don't know what that would entail, but I'm just going to put fixed plug for now. We can include a standard price. I'm just going to put £50 in. I really don't know what it would cost to put one plug in. The quantity is per plug, it would be 50, and the category would be here general sales, which is the category for stock items. And if you have VAT, then if you're VAT registered, put the 20% on. If you're not VAT registered, then of course you need to keep it at 0% and you need to save it. Now, that's a very simple way of putting all the items on your price list into there, so that when it comes to doing a quotation to somebody, which is called an estimate, same thing, estimate quotation, you can actually use those items that you've already just put in as like a template, so that you can do the quotation very quickly. So if we were doing a quotation, and I'm just going to put here, create an estimate, or a quotation as I tend to call it, and we're going to go for, we've got to do Mr. Smith, haven't we? It's the easy one. So Mr. Smith, I've got Mr. Smith coming up. And the items that we're doing are, let's say we want a plug fixing. We don't just want one plug fixing. Let's say we want 6 plugs fixing. in an area, it's going to cost £300, and in this case it's added the VAT on. We can add as many items as we want. It may be we want to do a full rewire. I've already included rewire in the stock items. So let's say it's a 3-bedroomed house and it wants an additional 6 plugs. Let's say that that's how much it would cost for a rewire. Again, these you can type over them. They're just suggestions. They're just stock items. So you can overtype them, and if you wish to add a further line, you can just add a line. Let's say add an item line, so that if you was going to charge, let's say, mileage, then again we can just add those on. Let's say we want to add 100 miles at £1 an hour, let's say, for argument's sake. So that is your quotation, and as you can see, that is very quick. It gives you in little boxes here to add. First of all, the estimate number is sequential, so of course we don't recommend you changing that, but it does give you a box to put the purchase reference number, an option to change the date. Here you've got tags, additional information, and payment terms. So you could tag it to an order, a big order that you want to keep separate. You can put as many notes on as you would like, and of course here you can put all the payment details, particularly if you want to make sure that a deposit is paid before you actually start. We can save the details as it's got at the bottom, we can preview them, or we can preview and send. I'm going to save them for now, and I'm going to preview and send this quotation. Now, a quotation can be sent either by email or by printing it out and doing a snail mail. Oops, I'm seeing a little cross up there, and it says, please check the item line is incomplete. So we've got a missing description here on mileage. Let me just pop that in. There we go. So save and preview. So I can either print this estimate out and mail it to the client, or give it in their hand, or I can send it via email. If we click on that one, we need to follow the instructions for sending things by email. Excuse me. And that way we could just send it via them, and as you can see, there is a pre-template, so you can actually load your letterhead, and you can use that letterhead to put all your quotations on, so it looks nice and tidy. When it's converted into an invoice, again, it will be nice and tidy. And you can see there that there's a simple box there for converting this to an invoice. If this was accepted by the client, then all would happen is we would literally click that, and you can auto send the invoice. Again, that would be by email. You can change things. Let's tweak it first, and literally going in and making some amendments. So let's say fixed plug. I'm trying to think of something. Fix plug. Not knowing anything about electricians, let's just change the amount. Let's say we want to make it £40, they've negotiated. So we can so easily amend that one. And then again, preview and send, we can send out that quotation. And we can send it to an invoice. You can see here it's been converted to an invoice because I did click it earlier on. So we can resend that quotation, which is now an invoice, and the client will get a copy, of course, via email, which will be instantaneously. At the same time as sending the invoice out, you can send details for payments. So if I actually go to, here we're doing Mr. Smith's, so if I actually go to Mr. Smith's account, and if I've here view clients, and I go to Mr. Smith's account here, there it is. There is a little box which has got details about direct debits. So setting up a direct debit for this client means that it is suitable for a one-off payment or a fixed payment or a variable subscription. So if you're doing maintenance and you want somebody to pay you monthly for the maintenance, then you can use this to actually set up a payment plan. And it's all it is when you send the invoice, it's a link that your client can click on and put in their information so that it comes out of the bank on a monthly basis. So we've seen now how to raise a quotation from stock items that you've already included in your software, how to convert that into an invoice, and how to receive a payment for that. Of course, I've really only touched on things here. There will be times when you'll receive payments and no paperwork's being done. But you can see in the sales section here, it's quite self-explanatory. Show all the sales will show you a list of invoices that have been raised. I mean, all these, as I say, is fictitious. This is a complete dummy account. Also, you can create a new invoice, create a new estimate, enter cash take-ins, look at any outstanding invoices. That's another item here, and there is lots more to do. I'd really just want to show you how simple this system is, and for people who only need it to use for sending out invoices, then it is very simple to use. The purchases and the banking part, Jones Accountants are happy to, from our end, because obviously we will get access to the software with your permission, we will keep all your banking records up to date. We will keep all your purchases up to date so that when you actually go into your software, you can see exactly how much is in each one of your bank accounts. You can view them to see any items that have not cleared yet. So this £8.50 testing times, as you can see, has not cleared. It's still in red. It's not gone through the bank, but we know it is going through the bank. Also, I'll just go back to another bank there. It keeps track of your credit cards, your petty cash, all the other items. But again, if you don't want to do those, we will do those for you and keep them up to date. If you do want to do them, then you need to see the other webinar regarding banking. My name's Dinah Jones, and I hope this webinar was very interesting. Thank you for watching.